Well, we'll start off tonight's show in Senegal. The country's Gomar oil and gas field has begun operations, turning the West African nation into the world's newest oil producer. Now, operator Woodside Energy said that gas production is also due to begin by the end of the year at the Greater Tortue Ahmeyim liquefied natural gas project. Now, Sangomar, discovered 10 years ago about 100 kilometers offshore south of Dakar, is expected to produce about 100,000 barrels per day. A floating production storage and offloading vessel for the project arrived in the country earlier this year. Now, Woodside says the project's first phase cost between $5 billion, while all but 2 of its 23 wells have been drilled and completed, including 9 production wells. Now, the operator said it expects to continue commissioning activities and to ramp up production through this year. Well, let's find out more about how it's impacting the country. Joel Kwam joins us now in Dakar. Great to have you on the show with us, Joel. Now, of course, now that we see Senegal joining that club of oil-producing nations in Africa, what are the expectations, especially in terms of production targets and, of course, the timelines for this project?
Thank you for having me. We are talking about 100,000 barrels per day, as Meg O'Neill, the head of the oil company Woodside, announced in a press release that we have received yesterday. Woodside is an Australian company who has won the contract to explore the Sangomar oil field, which is located at 100 kilometers from Dakar, the capital of Senegal. And you need to know that the company holds 82% of the share, while Senegal Petrosin has 80% of the share. The first phase of this project will involve a deep water exploitation of 100,000 barrels per day. And we are talking about 23 wells, which include 11 production wells, 10 water injection wells, and 2 gas injection wells, all with a storage capacity of 1.3 million barrels per year. As far as the revenue is concerned, we are talking about $1 billion in terms of income for the country.
Well, as you mentioned there, Senegal's government has about 18% share of this project. And of course, adding to the fact that Senegal's fossil fuel output isn't expected to be as high as that of big producers like Nigeria. What then are analysts saying about the expectations in terms of the sector's economic impact on Senegal going forward?
It is true that this represents a new era for the industrialization of the country, particularly in terms of job creation, increase of growth and development. Even if the return of this is not yet a great as income, you have suggested, you are talking about Nigeria, we can talk also about Algeria or Equatorial Guinea. But it is already a glimmer of hope, because through this project, the government would like young people to stop taking the sea, for example, because the ambition is to really get the Senegal off the ground again and into the cycle of industrialization country.
And you also mentioned Senegal's gas production at that project. And we know gas production in the country is due to begin soon. There's an LNG project operated by BP coming up. How soon will that kick off? What more do we know about Senegal's gas production?
What we know first at this time is that this current project is the phase 1. It was supposed to start earlier ago, but it started just this month of June. About the LNG project, it is the phase 2 and the phase 3 of the project, which aim to produce 10 million of tons per year. And it is scheduled to start by the end of this year, 2024.
What's the outlook for the overall sector? Because we know there's a new president. The newly elected President Faye also said his government will conduct an audit of the oil, gas, and also mining sectors in the country. He also said they'll be renegotiating the terms of contracts with foreign operators. So has there been any significant move in this area?
Of course, as you know, at the start of this project in 2020, the party of Ousmane Sonko, the opponent Ousmane Sonko, the current president Bassirou Diomaye Faye, did not fail to raise certain points. They raised certain points that remaining unclear, because they were suspicious of personal enrichment and embezzlement for certain dignitary of the former Sall regime after the signing of this agreement. That is why the new authority have promised to renegotiate this contract because they believe that the people should reap the benefits of this exploitation. And they believe that the former regime did not negotiate it properly. That is why Ousmane Sonko reiterated it on last Sunday. He was on a meeting here in Dakar, the capital. He said that the audit have already begun and he's going to renegotiate this contract because, according to him, the huge income that will be generated will serve for the future of young Senegalese people.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for those insights. Of course, that's Joel Kwam joining us there in Dakar, Senegal.